house pre-rolls. For a second I thought this was like food, like sushi rolls, but no, I realized this is actually a marijuana place. So, hello, bonjour from Toronto. More specifically, the intersection that's behind me, Greenwood and Danforth. It is 6:30 p.m. and it is Monday, September 30th. And I'm doing something I've wanted to do for a while, which is going for a long walk to downtown. And we're going to be walking along the Danforth. And to be honest, I kind of wanted to live stream it, but was having issues trying to get that going again. So here we are. And I might be walking at a slightly brisker pace than normal because I am trying to get my walking skills back. So this is what we're doing. Also that because I have to actually be there in just over an hour because I am meeting someone. So exciting. Make sure I'm dressed well for the downtown. But yeah, so I feel like I've talked a lot about that abandoned funeral home over there. I think it would be incredibly spooky and fun to go there during Halloween. But it's very condemned, so probably injure myself in there, probably fall through a floor. So today was Truth and Reconciliation Day, and I'm probably going to I was going to talk about it. I don't have too much to say at the moment, other than I forgot to wear orange, but I was doing a video earlier coming from the other end of Danforth, actually, as I'd gone out to lunch with my friends, and I got to do something really cool in that video. Fortunately, that video I'm not going to put online, but I got to go into that bookstore that I've always wanted to go in and film a bit. So I'm going to walk there now, but not go in, but intersplice the video I took earlier to do that. Unfortunately, while I was filming that video, I kind of got a message and sort of made me want to stop filming at that moment and take a break. So that's why that video is not online, but I'm going to take out that part, that segment where I went in the bookshop, because I really, really, really want to show that. So that'll still be in there, or that'll be in this video when I get there. Ooh. So I think it's interesting when we're starting to get later in the seasons, when the sun is setting, it's sort of setting more to the north. Is it? Or is it more to the south? I think it's more northernly setting in the summer, and then more southerly setting in the winter. I can't remember, and I should know this because when I lived in the condo and I had a westerly facing view, I was able to see for the first time how the light changed 6 months apart. I think I was taking photos and doing a little tiny project. Probably have those photos somewhere. Probably on my Flickr. So we're now at Danforth and Donlands. I was thinking, should I cross over on that side, but I'll probably stay on this side for a little bit more. This intersection has an advanced green. So I'd spoken about some of my foot issues, probably in a few previous videos, and I had to wear a boot. I think I showed the boot off in one video. I think I was like, well, I'm wobbling, and I'm still not used to walking without the boot on. So that's why I'm just doing this. Is probably the longest walk I've been on this year. I think that was my friend Robbie behind there. I should have said hi, but I kind of want to keep going on a walk. So we're going to be coming up upon Kawartha Lakes shortly. The dairy. But I remember Danforth Pizza House. I think me and Sip were wanting pizza from here. I've never had pizza from here before. I think we were wanting that, and we didn't have cash because this place is cash only. Here's Secret Planet, and I keep meaning to go in there, but for whatever reason, every time I walk by it was closed. I walked by it earlier, but I just sort of had to go home, so I didn't end up going in. So there's Kawartha Dairy. That blue building. Oh, there's Square Boys over there. I think I've spoken a lot about them in the past and how they're really cheap, cash only, but managed to keep their prices down. It's like 2005 prices. And then Kawartha Dairy. So this opened up like probably less than a month ago and had lineups, but it's unfortunate because it's very busy right now. But I was gonna say it's unfortunate that they opened up so late in the season. If they had opened up in July or even June, their whole summer, they would have probably been rolling in the dough. So this I saw earlier, I wanted to show. It's so scary, this monkey baboon thing. From across the street when we were over there, it just looked so scary. I didn't know what was going on. Actually, I'm gonna cross here because coming up in a little bit there's no sidewalk. So, and it's a little bit wonky to cross there, so I'm gonna stop here and cross. Which I wish I made that decision earlier. One thing I'm trying to do with this video is, so I've done a lot of walks like where I haven't been alone, like I've been with Sip or friends or whatnot, and I'm trying to get more comfortable doing these alone, which also requires me to get more comfortable to speak to the camera when there's strangers around. Just try to like ignore that there's other people around me. Look like a crazy person, or maybe I should just put my AirPods in and it'll make it look like I'm talking on my phone. Not a terrible idea, actually, now that I had that. Oh, maybe this was a terrible idea. Being on this side, the sun is just shining right into the camera, but I think I can just lower the exposure thingy a bit. Or up it. Let's see. Looks pretty good. Nakayoshi. I went there on a date a while back, like December-ish, I think December, and it looks really nice, but it really was very expensive for what it was. And I ended up having this discussion with my roommate about sushi restaurants and my threshold for price versus quality. Because this place over here, Ajisai, which we're coming up upon, which, there's a thrift store open now? Anyways, I'm talking about the sushi restaurant there, not the thrift store here, but that's funny. Oh, it's closed today, right? It's closed on Monday. So they're relatively cheap, but my roommate felt the quality is cheap. But I had a couple of cute dates there after, and it was really nice. Like, I like going there. I kind of miss going there. Maybe I'll go there. Maybe I'll treat myself this week and go there. City really starts to sing during sunsets. Sorry. Yeah, I honestly don't have any cash on me. It's gonna be hard to panhandle in this day and age. So I still haven't figured out what these giant canister tank things are over there. So I know that's where they're constructing part of the Ontario line, and they're building a new station entrance there. So it connects to Pape Station for both line 2 and whatever number the new line is. But those, I don't know what they are. Doing this walk is actually something that I never imagined a year ago, or even like 9-10 months ago, being able to do. Like, with my foot issues, I just thought it was just gonna like be forever. I'm so thankful that I can do this walk, although I probably won't do this walk that often. I'd rather just hop in the subway and just ride to where I need to go and be there more instant. So now we're coming up to Pape and Danforth. So the major intersections that I've announced so far, Donlands, Pape, and where I started at Greenwood, are where the big subway stations are. So if you haven't been to Toronto before, that's how you can kind of figure out the distance between subway stations on line 2. Line 2 goes east and west. It's a big Catholic church. The Catholics are Greek Orthodox, but no, I don't think it's Greek Orthodox. Maybe it's just some Roman Catholic church. There we go. I think the Greek Orthodox. I should get my words right. The Greek Orthodox Church is further down that street. You could probably see it there. Zoom in on it. That's not the zoom. So that building, kind of obscured by trees. There's a Baskin Robbins over there. I remember I was being told there was a Baskin Robbins on the Danforth, and I said I couldn't remember it. That's me. I mean to flip it around. There we go. I meant to recenter it, and if you click it 3 times, it flips it around to you. You have to click it twice. And I think I clicked it, nothing happened, and I clicked it the 3rd time and it registered that, and it flipped on me. Oh, there's another baboon. I wonder if that's the mascot of the Danforth, and I'm just not aware. Maybe they have a lot of baboons in Greece. Baboons, chimpanzees, bonobos. When my best friend was in Thailand, somewhere in the South Asia, he was talking about how the people always say, yeah, leave your windows closed, leave your doors closed, like if you go out at all in their hotel room or whatever, the resort room, and he left the window open, and then they came back, there was like 2 or 3 of those small monkeys inside their room, and they didn't know what to do, and the staff had to chase it out with like brooms. I have to keep my eye open now for the bookstore. It's not far from here. I think it's over in this part, slightly up ahead.
You want to see the rest of the we're going to go to? And it was just which is like cool.
Just gonna stop here for 1 second. I just need to readjust a few things. Just looking at something quickly. Okay. See, there's just a... I have to keep my phone and my wallet and everything in my... As my roommate was saying, my purse. It's my shoulder bag, my sling bag or whatever. It's because we called them fanny packs back in the day, but it's sort of repurposed to like a sling bag, I think they call it. I'm trying to find this bookstore. I hope I didn't pass it. Anywho, see, I was just looking at my phone. It's funny. It's a message of like, it's a conversation of like, what do you do when you first meet people sometimes for the first time, and are you like a handshake or are you a hug person? And me, I'm definitely like a hug person. Like handshakes feel so formal and weird. But I remember years ago, this friend of mine, Katie, she was really into like qigong and all these like spiritual things, and whoever she was seeing, the qigong master or whatever, told her that hugs usually sap the energy out of you, that like you're giving your energy to other people when you give hugs. I'm like, oh, well, that explains why I'm so socially exhausted all the time.
Where's the book?
So this intersection is, I might have passed the bookstore already, so my apologies. I'll probably splice it in now if I did actually. No, it's right here, the Scribe. Before I do that, I was going to say this is, what is the name of the street? I actually don't know. Chester. So yeah, like the subway station, Chester Station. So that's the next station. And then this is the bookstore.
Diaries of Samuel Pepys.
Oh, it looks like I feel like I've seen this like similar portrait in like one of these British museums.
Probably. He was a very famous diarist. I think you should get into Catholicism.
I mean, I am trying to be a bit more spiritual. I don't know if Catholicism is the correct
Catholicism.
religion, but
It's exactly what you need right now.
is it like what is this? Like flagellation? There we go.
Isn't it a lot of self-fellatio? Yeah, you nailed it. That's how
My ability to get words in.
Too much of that stuff is falling in the mind.
It's like a nice bookstore. Yeah. It's all like really curated, nice books, like old books. very, very well curated, but it's also quite expensive. And you go into the rare room.
It gets more and more expensive.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. It's almost like a museum.
Like this is probably made of like human skin.
Oh.
Oh, they have the Anne Frank diary here. It's the original one. She wrote it herself. It's handwritten. No, I think it's probably like the first edition. They used to have the prices on these, but they don't anymore. Because I think...
Oh. Maybe change it.
Yeah, I think that, and also... Because like they have the first edition of The Shining. And I think they were wanting like over $1,000 or something, or $3,000 for that. But I think hiding the prices and having you discuss it with the person, maybe it leaves room for bartering.
Yeah, I think it's a starting point for a sales conversation with that person, yeah.
Oh, the Necronomicon.
Oh, okay, some of the editions are even signed, okay. Okay, what's rare.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Edible
'cause it
Woman by
says
Margaret
right,
Atwood.
yeah.
Signed.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Margaret Atwood's first novel, Edible Woman?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that was her first one. I wonder if it's controversial because there's a nude woman on the front. Although I think that came out in the 70s, 60s. Nick would know
Okay.
better. He knows Margaret Atwood. He's met Margaret Atwood.
Oh wow, okay, so
Yeah.
he's a fan, okay.
He has a story about hers.
Oh, okay. Well, I only know what is it,
Although the
Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So Super Fudge, that was a TV show in the 90s, but it was based off of this Judy Blume book. The Cat and Not in the Hat.
What are the lyrics to this song?
It's just bop, bop, bop. Like the cult section, huh?
Oh, nice. I always go.
If you want, you can email us if you're looking for a long term. You can email it to us, and we can also do it for 5 years. I don't know what day it is, or if it's dark.
Take your time. I'm just gonna wait outside for a minute.
How are you?
Yeah.
Which it's closed right now, so hopefully you just saw the video I stuck in of it. Really, really, really cool place. It's really like going into like a museum. I think that's what my friend said in the video while I was filming there. Like when you go into the rare book section at the back, he's like, this is like a museum, like a really cool place, but very curated, very well curated selection of books. And over across the street, we have Carrot Commons. I feel like I'm making good time. I think I might be past halfway. I can't actually, I don't want to stop and pull out my phone to look at the map. But let's see. So Greenwood, first station Donlands, second station Pape, third station Chester. So then I still have Broadview, Broadview, Castlefranc, Sherburne, Yonge and Bloor. Okay, so maybe not quite halfway. So I think in between here and Broadview is a more accurate halfway point. I think I talked about this place on my walks. Just I don't know what it is, just the name of it. Like it would sound like my name, Ede Wow. Or sound like how a British person would, maybe a northern British person would, what they would say to me when they would see me like try to eat a box of 20 McNuggets with that judgmental tone. Ede Wow. Day wow. That's so funny. I think that guy that we just passed had a British accent. I should ask him to say my name and say the word wow after and see if it sounds like he's staying in that store. So Eddie. Hello, Eddie. I don't know, I guess they could say D or day. Yeah, cute. The dad asked the little girl if she's having fun looking in at the store, and in my head I'd be like, no, I want to go in and eat the candy. I'm not having fun right now, you're just teasing me. Like Christmas. It's cute. So we're coming up to the Danforth Music Hall, which is pretty famous for music for reasons outside of my broader knowledge. Sort of trying to figure out in my head, because I'm coming up to Broadview, of whether I want to walk on the north side or the south side of the Bloor Viaduct. And I think I'm going to stick to the south side. I think because it would be nice to get a view of like the CN Tower and all that. mean, I thought I had my Johnny Strides moment finally of catching somebody doing something illegal in the bike lane, but no, that driver was trying to go into a driveway kind of awkwardly, and the cyclist was ding 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 because the cyclist did have right of way, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. There's like a tinge of excitement in me for a second. He always seems to capture that, like something happening, which seems to be fairly easy because there is a lot of like bad driving happening. So now we're crossing Broadview and Danforth. So Broadview is the next subway station stop. And Riverdale Park is down that way, which has some epic sunset seating areas. Station is just up that way. So yeah, that's I guess that person didn't realize they can go. Maybe they thought I was gonna cross, but I'm not. I'm gonna wait till my signal says it's time to go. So this is fascinating. They had to add a light specifically for cyclists to cross here, which I think is perfect. Although I noticed a lot of the Uber delivery people just ride right through it. And I almost watched an accident because I guess they just think they have right of way, but it's literally there to save them because it's letting all these cars go down now into the Don Valley, which is like a highway. It is a highway. So some of these drivers get very eager and start to speed up a bit when they're going down there, and if you're a cyclist and they don't see you, you have no chance. See, there's a cyclist signal right there. So there's also a lot of birds over there. I can hear them chirping. That's weird. Oh, this bug's out. I realized that walking this way was smart because I can see the cyclist coming head on. Being the gay guy that I am, so I can see if there's any cute ones. I think there was one earlier, but so far, nah, not for me, but everybody has their own tastes. Everybody has their own types. I'm sure everybody's cute to someone else. Look at the view of the city from here. It's really beautiful. I'm gonna zoom in a bit. Really, really beautiful. Really just such a really nice early fall evening. Kind of helps ease the impending sense I have of incoming depression from the darker winter months. But I'm going to work with my therapist to figure out some fun methods to sort of combat that. I am going to be going away on a trip in November, so that's actually kind of fun. I'm excited about that. That kind of breaks it up a bit. I might try to plan something for December, but December is usually a bit tough with Christmas and everything going on and everything. But January, I think me and my friends may be going for a week down to Mexico, so I feel at least a part of me is living the Johnny Strides dream that he's living right now with his crazy trips all the time. I couldn't do that. I couldn't take off work. But I guess when you sort of have your own schedule, it works for you. But also, I think for him, it's smart because it is kind of like work. Like, he does go to different places and records videos there. And I've been trying to keep an eye when he does his at-home live streams. Like, I think he does it on Saturday or Sunday nights, just to, in the small off chance that maybe he finally finds my channel. It's a dream of mine. Because he'll search Toronto Walks, but it's so funny because when you search Toronto Walks, my channel doesn't ever come up. And I kind of miss I miss when he does his like daytime walk live streams. I keep missing them because I've wanted to go in and just say hi and give him like $5 because what's going on here? All these sunflower. Oh, I think it's like for memorial. That's really sad. Oh. Oh, that's really sad. Someone must have died here. Really, really, really sad. But yeah, I keep missing his live streams, and I do want to go in and say hi and maybe give him a super thanks or super chat or whatever. Not even so much to like be like, oh, this is my way of saying hi, but because I do feel like I want to support his channel, because like without him, I feel like Toronto Walks never really would have taken off and become its own little thing. Like, it's still quite niche, even though there's like a few of us, and I haven't really been able to connect with any of them yet. But I'm hoping to figure out a way to reach out, but I'm always so nervous about doing these things. Even just messaging in these live chats is very nerve-wracking. And it'd be nice. I do watch a lot of them quite often. And I've noticed that I do skew more towards watching them while they're live, because it's going to sound really silly, but one thing I used to always have on the background of my house growing up was the 24-hour news channel from broadcast from downtown Toronto. So it always made me feel like I was like connected to the vibe or the pulse of the city. So watching someone's like live walk, I think, trying to think if I can name drop a few of them. I think there's Johnny, of course. There's Ken Continuum. There is also T-Shot. I think she's like the next... No, I think the next name would probably be Toronto Tech and Transit Henry. and then I think T-Shods, and then I think there's a few others in Toronto Tech and Transit's friend group that also do walks. And so yeah, it's sort of off another tangent. This line, this distress line, I don't even know if it still works, but it's because this bridge here, oh, it smells like chlorine, was like the Bloor Viaduct was always like known as like the suicide bridge. That's why they had to put up those barriers. And so I apparently, yeah, now it's not so common, thankfully. It's always upsetting when people they feel their life is in such despair that they have to go do that. Really, 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 really sucks. And I've been there. Like I've had moments of being very, very low like that. But yeah, enough of a serious topic. So yeah, I would kind of love to figure out a way to kind of get into that like sphere of Toronto walktubers, just to join as sort of a sense of community, but I haven't really figured out a way to do that. I know they do something called stream sniping, where they will find someone who's doing a live stream and then try to intercept them and say hi. And I personally feel that's like, I wouldn't mind somebody doing that to me, so maybe they don't mind that, but from the angle of like going to go do that, I feel it's quite invasive of someone's personal space. So this is Castle Frank Station, which I think there's a high school down that way. Castle Frank School? Can't recall. But yeah, so I just have to figure out how to do that. I did actually see Johnny Strides one time. Me and Sip were taking the subway back in May to a friend's party, and we saw Johnny like sitting on the subway. He was with a friend. I'm gonna use friend in quotes because it might have been something a little bit more than a friend. I don't know. I don't want to get into people's personal life. Maybe they're no longer friends. Again, I don't know. But we were like contemplating, do we say hi? Like, no, because that's not like, it's not the time to say hi to someone like that. No, I've had a few moments, oddly enough, on my ASMR channel when the channel was having more traction. I was at the Eaton Center and these girls came up to me while I was shopping underwear at Uniqlo, and they were like, "Oh, Eddie, hi!" Like they were kind of following me and kept looking at me, and I was like, "What's going on here?" And then one of them finally got the nerve to come up and be like, "Eddie, hi!" It's like, "Oh, hi." They're like, "Oh, we just want to say we watch your ASMR channel, and it's nice." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then just kind of like turned around because this was like, my brain was just so frizzled then, so they probably unsubscribed right away. Like, ugh, him. He's weird. Sometimes I think I purely relate to Catherine Tate's skit she had of the trying to think of what was her name called. It was the screaming woman. The screaming lady. Look how beautiful this view is right now. Just gonna admire that for a second. Screaming woman. And every little thing that would happen, like the toast would pop out of the toaster or whatnot, or somebody would turn the page of the newspaper. She would just let out this horrible shrilling scream like, "Ah!" And this is the Rosedale Valley. Is it? Yeah, it is, right? There's a road down there. Yeah, okay. No, there we go. Trying to recenter this camera is a bit of a pain. And I sort of resonated with that because sometimes when I'm like caught off guard on things, I just want to internally scream. So wow, look how far we've come. I wonder if my watch will say how many steps I've taken. I don't even remember how to bring that all up. How do I bring that all up? There we go, we'll do this. It says right now I've gone almost 10,000 steps, but that doesn't account for the walk that I had earlier where I walked from Broadview all the way back to the east side. So I would say this walk so far I've probably gotten in about 6,000 steps, maybe 7,000 now. But very happy because I will reach my goal of 10,000 today. And I think it's been quite a while since I've done 10,000. And can I make this light before it starts to change? Probably, because this takes forever to change. I think we're going to stick on Bloor, because my destination is Bloor and Jarvis. So this is the new food mart, 1-2 food mart. I haven't been inside of it yet. It's a Chinese store, I think. Show that. So, just realized that I am running a little bit later than I thought. I guess I've not quite been able to match the walking speed that Google Maps thinks I can do. Almost had a hiccup there. Because I guess I'm still healing. So I'm gonna have to end the stream a little bit early. Not quite get to Yonge and Bloor this time, folks. Probably gonna do it probably over by Jarvis and Bloor, just because that's where we're meeting. Besides, it's getting a bit dark anyway, so I don't know how much is actually going to show on the camera at this point. Oh, right. This part's still weird. I'm gonna have to like walk on the sidewalk. So weird. Or walk on the road, rather. It's very messy because the people that live in this building, I know a few, they have to enter from this way, it looks like. Even though most people come from the west, they have to walk around it to the east to get to that entrance. So it's very inconvenient, although they do have another entrance on Glen Road, but if you're coming off of Bloor, there's a set of stairs you have to go down or go up, so it's not very practical. I couldn't read that guy's sign. He was going a bit too quick. You know what though? At least I can say I made it to downtown. I made it to, or it's pretty close to hitting my 10,000 steps. I'm sure I'll hit it. It's so weird. I'm having this weird sense of space right now. I've come by this fire department many times, but suddenly I feel like it's a lot bigger than I thought it was. And it's kind of tripping me out. It's weird. Like I feel like a child inside of a giant mall atrium all of a sudden being in front of that thing, and I've never felt that before. It's so odd. It was a weird feeling. It wasn't a bad feeling, but
And they couldn't find it because it was checking for like.
yeah, there's all this construction here because they're fixing the Glen Road Bridge, which is a pedestrian bridge that kind of cuts under the ground. My foot doctor was saying to be mindful of how my feet feel when I'm on walks like this, and my feet hurt, but it's fine because he said as long as they both hurt, that's normal. But if just the one is hurting and feeling swollen, then give it rest. So I'm like really happy about that, actually. Virtue Cafe. The canopy, it's a hotel. Is it Hilton? I can't remember what brand it is. Oh, it is a Hilton. So odd. The streetlights are still off here. So it feels like extra dark for no reason.
So looking in the shower.
So where Maha or Maja Indian cuisine is used to be a pizza place, and I forget what pizza place it was, but I used to go there for my lunches and get pizza when I used to work at Rogers. Or I'd get McDonald's. Or this big empty space that was Expectations, that's where I get Swiss Chalet. So here you can see, I think where that entrance sign is, that I think that was the Swiss Chalet font, the old font, or the it's weird when I say old font, I mean the font that was current to 2010, because now they're using their old font that's from like the 80s. A lot of brands are doing that these days. And my friend pointed out that this was like a German, I'm trying to think of the way of going around this without saying the N-A-Z word. German purist font used for all their document. I had a word, it was like a Führer font or something. And it's really fascinating. And I told him he should really mention that to the media because that's hilarious. Like, he actually looked it up and showed me, like, that they had all this documentation on typeface for official Fourth Reich, I think. Fourth Reich publications and official documents, government documents or whatnot. And like that was always the header font, which is now the current Swiss Chalet font. So I'm stuck at a red light. So I'm going to end this here then. So, thank you for joining me from wherever you are. And until next time, bye.